Crafty Journaler, welcome to the Crafty Journaler. I am Sarah, the Crafty Journaler, and I am a self-taught journal maker. I learned through YouTube and TikTok mainly, but I also learned from other sites such as Pinterest. I do have a TikTok account open named the same as here, the Crafty Journaler. And that one has been open since 2021. However, it has been a little inactive for a while now. And I am trying to transition over to YouTube. So I want to apologize for any faux pas that I might make along the way. In fact, I've recorded this specific video I don't know how many times already because I keep stumbling on my words. I'm not used to the long form scripted form of content. I'm used to a small form content which is more controlled and stuff like that. So as I learn this new site, I want to apologize for any growing pains, and I want to ask you for your support. And I am already super grateful for you even being here. That is support enough. Things that you'll find on this specific channel are going to be junk journal DIYs, flip throughs of journals that I've made, and possibly as my journal channel grows, possibly purchasing other journals from different creators. There's a lot of amazing creators out there, and I would love to share the light as much as possible. So possibly flip throughs of other journals, journal crafting and making, anything that is related to journal making fun and crafts we'll definitely explore here. So if that's something that sounds like your cup of tea or your jam, you know, go ahead and give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell, and definitely let someone know, let a friend know that we're here, and that way we could grow this channel together. Today I thought it would be fun to go ahead and do a flip through of one of these lovely journals that I have here. I actually started these journals back in February, didn't finish them off till about May, I believe. And this is a collection that was meant for spring. However, unfortunately, life got ahead of me and I wasn't able to finish, to actually not finish it, but I wasn't able to post them up on my Etsy site. But these will be posted up by the end of the week on Etsy. I do want to say that if you maybe don't have the money to purchase or anything like that, that is not what this channel is for. That's just an amazing plus to be able to put your work out there for other people to enjoy and see. This site is more for inspo, so you'll definitely be able to see things and maybe possibly do a version of what I am doing at home. That's what it's meant for. So no pressure on purchasing, just letting you guys know that these will be up for purchase on Etsy. Something about these journals, or a little, just to let you know a little bit about these journals. These are a spring theme. They are all 2.5 inches with 5 signatures. Each signature has 8 pages. And with these pages, they add up to about 160 pages to be used in your creative delight. I know it's already summer, so I know they're a little late in the game right now, but I still thought it would be cool for you to see and maybe get some form of inspo out of it, and just flip through and share what I did. So I think we could go ahead and start with this one. Let's go ahead and flip through it. Like I mentioned before, these are a 3 collection. Each book has a name. This one in specific is called The Spring Dream, and it's gonna have very springy and dreamy vibes in it. A lot of cute little butterfly charms, pastel colors, vibrant oranges, pinks, and stuff like that. I do use artwork from different different creators, like on Etsy, that gear towards printables and stuff like that. I actually do have some printables, but I have barely started kind of playing with that. And to be honest, I am nowhere near as amazingly creative as other people to be able to do printables the way they do them. This specific one comes from the Paper Outpost, and she had a sale back in March, and oh my god, I loved a lot of them. I think I ended up purchasing like 9 different printables. Excuse me as I drink some water. Gotta stay hydrated, right? So I purchased these back in March when I was starting to actually assemble everything. And I remember seeing this girl, and she just gave me all the feelings, all of them. She's just beautiful. So I went ahead and purchased her, and the other 2 also come from that same printable. I'll go ahead and link down below the Paper Outpost. She has a YouTube channel, and she has an Etsy account as well. So I know she dabbles in a lot of different things because she has a lot of like affiliate connections and stuff like that, like through Amazon and stuff like that. I don't know how to do any of that, so I'll probably not do that for a while. I want to get used to doing YouTube. But I think it's awesome when people do that, to be honest. Like, just how smart they are to try and do stuff and figure stuff out. I am drowning right now just thinking on how to actually do this video without sounding like I'm panicking. I hope I don't sound like I'm panicking. I am definitely panicking, but I hope I don't sound it. This is actually a writing board. It's super easy to make. It's just a master board with scraps, and then I just laminate it, and it gives a good little hard surface for you to use in your journal. I'm sure a lot of you know that these journals tend to get a little bumpy or, you know, thick and stuff, and so it's kind of hard to write in them or, you know, add stuff in there. And it's always good to have those writing boards for that specific purpose, so that you could have like something to support yourself on, so that you could write and do stuff like that in there. There's a lot of beautiful ephemera that I made, and I am a little biased when I say that, because I mean, I made it. But there's stuff like this here, and this, I did not make the digital art on this. This is from SSDigitalStudio, also on Etsy. I'm not sure if she has a YouTube. I'll probably check, and if she does, I'll link her as well. But I'll definitely link her Etsy account for you guys. Or their, I'm not sure the gender, so I'll link their account. And then we have this beautiful kind of ruffle piece that I made with some paper. There is a paper for magazines, and I try to use things that would get thrown away now and would have gotten thrown away in other times. I do like integrating the junk into the junk journaling. These are just scraps that I sewed together. This is handmade paper that I made. It's probably one of the first ones that I've made, and I've been hoarding them for a while. So there's vellum and word search, scrapbooking, and then ephemera that I make. It says stay true to yourself. You should definitely always do that. It's always important to stay true to oneself, because you are who you are, and you are perfect just the way you are. I know that's so cliche, but it's so true. And then these I make when I'm like scrap busting and just have them on the ready. I make different shapes and stuff like that. That way it's ready for when I make other ones. Just nice cardstock-y paper. It's lightweight cardstock-y paper. And some clusters. I love doing clusters. I just think they do a lot without taking a lot of real estate from your journal. So, you know, it's like flat. It's flatter. It's not as thick as maybe adding like things that are gonna bulk up. I like thick and overfilled journals. I enjoy them, but there's moments where if it's done too much, it's kind of hard to actually let the creator or the person that gets them next actually do stuff in them, and that's kind of sad. So I try to integrate like small clusters and thicker clusters and just a nice balance. And I might be a little biased when I say that, because to me it might be balanced, but to someone else it might be too much or too little, you know. Everybody has their own way of doing things, and none of them are wrong. That's the beauty of doing artwork like this, or junk journal work, you know. I just got the sniffles. I think I have like a little bit of allergies. I apologize if you hear that too much. My gear isn't like top notch or anything. It's a phone, so I'm sure it picks up a lot of life happening in the background, and I want to apologize for that. I make these ahead of time. I make or not ahead of time, but like when I have scraps, I try to scrap bust as much as possible. In fact, I just finished a big week long of just scrap busting. I had so many scraps that were just trying to overtake my area, and so I started scrap busting like nobody's business. And I am so proud of myself. I'm almost done with all the scraps. I tried to like cut them down smaller. So like for example, right now I have this little tin can here. Let's take a break with this one real quick. Right there. And I just cut down all the scraps that weren't like too big to do much with. And what I'll probably use these for, I got this idea off of a lady that does scrapbooking, or like I think card making. I'll find her and link her video below, because honestly I got a lot of good ideas off of her. And so I did that, and that alone took off a lot of like the real estate that the scraps were taking. And then I did some ruffles and tags and different styles of tags. This is also from The Paper Outpost. She's so beautiful, right? And this is a part of a magazine. Ruffles. I use ruffles in so many different things, and different type of material. I use paper, I use mesh, I use whatever it is that I find and that at that moment it interests me, I'll use it. Sorry, I just got a little quiet because I'm trying to think what else can I tell you. I guess a lot of this is pretty self-explanatory. It's just I think putting it together is where there sometimes is a little bit of a struggle, especially when you overthink things. Like I tend to do that. I tend to overthink everything. Like even right now as we're talking, I'm probably sure that some of you might pick up on that I'm overthinking, like, oh, did I say that right? Oh, so of course that translates over to my artwork, right? And so it definitely has a lot of like overthinking times, but sometimes I have found that not overthinking stuff is probably the best way to go. You know, like maybe just grabbing something and being like, you know what, you're gonna live here. And that's it, walk away from it, because as soon as you start overthinking it, it could get actually very like chaotic in your head, and you know, that's not always good. Like, this is supposed to be helpful to your mental stress, and I'm not a health professional when it comes to mental illness or anything like that, but I do find that this helps me a lot. Like I said before, I started back in 2020. It was a time where I believe a lot of us were probably very stressed, you know, and it helped me a lot to kind of overcome a lot of the issues that I was having, you know, during that time. So I hope it helps someone else as well, maybe that hasn't been introduced into junk journaling and then sees this video and says, oh, I'm gonna try that. And then if that person gets some form of like stress relief from this, that's gonna be amazing to me. Just that alone is probably gonna be one of those moments where it's gonna be all worth it, and I can't wait for that day. And then right here, I just put a little cute tell me your story surprise there. And these are just gonna be like little scraps, because this is also part of my scrap busting process, so that you could continue to decorate it further. And then there's this. And this is some burlap that I just sewed onto there. I actually, when I first started, there was this like person on Pinterest that I found, and she was sharing some of her stuff, and this was part of it. And I was hoarding it for the longest of times, because, you know, I say we because that's me, you know. I wonder if a lot of you out there are like that, but I form attachment to the paper, just like, especially when it has like a different feel to it. And this was I learned this, or I got inspiration off of this from I think his name is Carrie, the Create with Carrie, or Carrie something. I'll link him. I fell in love with his butterfly people, or his fairy people, and I'll link him below as well. I should probably write these down, the people that I need to link, so excuse me as I make a quick list right here. That way I can make sure that every single person that has inspired me will have their due shout out here, you know. And SSDigitalS. Okay. And just cute little jolly. I got these, my sister got these for me. Her and my husband know how much I enjoy this, and they've started to collect stuff with me. So it's like employing someone for you to bring you more of the things that you already have enough of. I actually made this with ThePaperOutpost. This is probably one of my favorite from this book. It's just really pretty. Long index style journal card. And cute little specimen style bookmarker. And a little journal. Finding my style has probably been one of the most kind of rewarding ways of learning about myself. Because, you know, there's people that enjoy like very distressed looks, there's people that like no distress, and then there's people like me that are always in between. And that's probably how I am in life in general. I don't tend to like go extreme ways of thinking or anything like that. I'm just very, I try to be as level-headed as I possibly can. However, you know, like anybody, I sometimes struggle. And it's definitely reflected in my artwork, I feel. It's just an upside down journal card. And this is actually one of my other paper clips that I make. Just an invisible paper clip. I actually just got my nails done yesterday, and I usually don't get them this long. This is actually, I feel like I'm just like claws. But I felt a little adventurous, and got them a little longer, but now I'm kind of like, I can't. Here's this lovely bird journal card. This is actually a folio, and I just did like different pockets on it and stuff like that. Some watercolor paper. This feels so good. Like just the feel of this watercolor paper is just very strong. And just some cute ruffles with color dyed paper. This is also color dyed paper, or food color dye. And then some cute little book paper embellishments. And then I usually, when I see something that I don't necessarily like on pages, but there's like a piece that I really want to use, I just cover it up. Just, you know, it's the easiest way, and that way whoever owns the journal next can further embellish it if they want to, or keep it as is. Just a cute little waterfall thing, little burlap ruffles, more watercolor. And this here, this artwork here is from my paper, my Porch Prints, I think. Yes, my Porch Prints. And I'll go ahead and also link them down below. Giving credit where credit is due. They are amazing. Something that I want to kind of let you know about using digitals in your work, you always want to make sure that you have permission to use it as commerce, or, you know, for selling, and how they want you to use these things, because you don't want to use things that are not meant for you to sell. They're meant for personal use, but if they allow you to sell it, make sure that you always read how they want you to sell it. So there's some places that will tell you that you can't use it. This is actually my digital work from that I started doing on my own. I still have a lot of learning to do in order to be even close to any of these ladies that do such an amazing job, or people that do such an amazing job. But again, make sure they give you permission for use of commerce. Make sure that you have how much you're allowed to use in your art, if you're allowed to use it as a standalone, or if you have to alter it in some way. You know, just read thoroughly before you go and purchase. Unless you're gonna only use it for personal use, then you don't need to worry a lot about finding out that stuff. But I always say it's good to know what you are getting yourself into before you go and purchase something. So this is actually a paper clip as well that I made with some cute little danglies. This is polymer clay, and I actually used to make a lot of jewelry, so this is a lot of stuff that I have already. And then I just put a little vintage spring in there for the vibe. This guy I made out of scraps. How cute is this guy, right? Just here. I always try to like make it known, like this is for you to write. Don't be afraid to write on here, kind of thing. And now if they choose to use it in other ways, then they can. It's always welcome for you to explore your own journals the way you want to explore them. And then this is just another paper clip altered with some swatches. I lost the word for a second. And we're coming up to the end here of this journal. And I'm pretty sure this has been a really long time already, so we'll probably finish it up here. I want to thank you for being here, for coming to my channel and clicking into my video, and even staying all the way through. I really appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here. You are amazing. If there is something that you saw here that I might have just kind of like talked over or anything like that, let me know. And you want to learn more about it, let me know. And I'll go ahead and try to do some of these DIYs for you. I will be trying to post up at least 2 to 3 times a week. Right now, I think that's probably more visible for me. And I'll be posting up the rest of the other journals during the week. What else can I tell you? I had written down notes, but I've blown through those notes already that I'm just like, what am I supposed to be saying right now? Give me 1 second. This is a Crafty Journaler. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. I think we're gonna call it a wrap because honestly, I don't even know how to close videos yet. So thank you. Bye.